Hi, I'm Mary Sia, and this is
Michelle Sia.
And today we are here with Dr. Susanna Terracini, who is an Italian mathematics professor at the University of Turin. We're so honored to have you here today. Thank you for speaking with us. So first, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in mathematics?
Okay. About myself, I always liked mathematics. I like to solve mathematical problems, and also I had a wonderful math teacher at the middle high school, and she was doing very abstract algebra, something that was a bit frightening for almost everybody else, but I started understanding how doing operation, simple operation or solving expression or so, was actually related with some abstract structure of what the operation do, what are the main properties of operation. And this is an abstract side of doing solving exercise, and I really enjoyed it. And then I also like the high school mathematics, but at the end of the high school I was rather undecided. Well, I come from a family of academics. So my father was a medical doctor doing research. My aunt was a professor in literature, in Spanish literature. My uncle was a historian, another uncle and aunt were veterinarians, always in the university. And I was attracted by science, but I considered mathematics, but also some more applied science, both engineering and agriculture. So the idea of really doing something with not with handwritten, because of course when you study, but having a broad spectrum of scientific knowledge to be applied in real life. And so I was thinking, what should I do? And so I went to attend some courses at the university just to see how before enrolling in whatever. And so I attended my first lecture in mathematics. And mathematics at the university is completely different from what they teach you in high school. And really, I got in love with this. I said, oh, this is something really that it's really for me. And then I started in the first year in Italy. When you study mathematics, you really study only mathematics and a little bit of physics. That's all. So you're completely immersed in mathematics. And the way that, let's say, higher mathematics works is, again, rather abstract, but you see the logic is followed by the mathematic discourse. Okay, so there is a path, and this path is when you start being a bit acquainted with it, is the best one. You see that if you want to go from here to there, then you should use this definition, this concept, and so on. And when you start really, so you understand that you can do this by yourself. This was very, very joyful for me. So I had really a great time studying mathematics, and very happy. And then when I graduated, then I had the opportunity of going teaching mathematics. There was really a lack of mathematics teachers in high school, so it was they were calling me, wow, why don't you come to teach to my school and so on. But then there was this new Science Institute in Trieste, who was a research institute and graduate school. So I was admitted and I went there. Kind of like I didn't really know it. I was not really following a path. Now I want to do this, I want to do that. I was kind of taking opportunities that were arriving and trying to do things that I like to do. Not with an ambition of doing something else after.
Yeah, so you liked mathematics as a kid, but you didn't really know if you wanted to study it, but then when you got to studying, like you really liked it.
Correct.
That's really cool. I think a lot of times, like...
So let me say one thing to everybody, not only for girls.
Yeah.
When you choose to go to university and you want to choose a subject, just choose something you really like, which is exciting for you while you are doing it, not in a professional perspective and so on. This way, you will not only you will be much more happy in studying, but also this would less for the stay. You will interiorize the fact that joy is knowledge, and knowledge is joy. You cannot really understand something if you don't have, let's say, really an attraction to this subject, which is something very personal. No one else can help you.
Yeah.
You must try to understand something which is good for you and you are good for. And this is like choosing a path.
Yeah, I think that like a lot of times if you do something that you don't really enjoy, then you're gonna get tired of it really fast. And especially like if you're trying to find like a major that you're gonna find a job in the future, like that's something that you can do for the rest of your life. So I think that like choosing something that you truly enjoy is really important for like in the future too.
I agree.
So, did you always like know that you like I know you said you liked math as a kid, but you didn't really know whether you were going to study it. So when you were studying math, did you know like what you wanted to do with it, or were you just simply studying?
I was just I didn't have, as I said, I didn't have a possibility. I was really there, just there, enjoying attending the courses and learning mathematics, and also, of course, having friends with whom I was sharing this passion.
So I know that like math it's like a really broad subject. So how did you choose what you are doing right now, like this section?
Okay. So right now, when I was
It doesn't matter, like right now.
Okay. This is very personal somehow, because first, when I choose a subject to study and to work in, I have an aesthetic taste. Okay, so I don't know. I hear a lecture of somebody. I read a book or an article, and there is some beauty that's a beautiful structure, beautiful concept, or even really, for example, now we're working on body problems, and then we have theories to explain the existence of certain orbits, but the orbits in themselves, they are beautiful. So it's really, and then also it must be challenging enough that, it's a problem. So let's see, must be exciting as a challenge, and also it is something that I can do with some friends.
Yeah.
That I can share with somebody else. This is the way I choose. It's very personal. And I have to say that when I was younger, I had the opportunity of meeting very prominent mathematicians, and I always asked them, But look, how do you choose how to proceed in your research? How to choose it, whether going in one direction and in another direction? In fact, they all gave me a very personal answers. Okay, so it's difficult to say we should all go that direction. It's kind of delicate balance between different elements.
So it's like different for everyone how they chose or what they want to do.
Yes.
That's really cool. So like I know there's so many different problems that you guys work on, and you said that you like to choose problems that you work on together. So like I feel like collaboration is also so important.
Yes. Collaboration is at least for me, is very important. I like to collaborate with other people, to exchange ideas, and also to somehow have fun. So that yes, there is a joy in doing mathematics, and what I like is that to share this joy with other people.
That's really cool. Yeah, I like that. So I know, like even now in STEM, even in mathematics, like it's still a male-dominant field. Like even though there are a lot of girls who want to pursue it, but I feel like there's still some like outside factor or like stereotypes that sometimes prevents girls from going into these fields.
Okay, this is a very difficult question because research has when I started, there was not such a pressure, and also I had not a pressure of becoming famous or succeeding or having a position. I was very lucky. When I started my career, it was a period where the Italian university was growing. The demography was already declining, but we were developing as a country, and more young people were going to the university. So the university were hiring people. It was not difficult to get a position. Okay. So I've been very lucky in this. Now, in all the Western countries, including the US, the university system is not growing anymore. It's kind of probably is stationary or even shrinking, and so it has entering in an academic path has been becoming more and more competitive. And I see that women and girls, in average, don't have pressure to be forced to be competitive and so on. When there is such an, I remember I had a student. She was a master's student of mine, and she went to MIT in the US for a last year stage country, a couple of months or so, maybe even more, and to work with a very prominent woman mathematician who is there, who is Italian, by the way, in origin, Giuliana Staffordilano. If it happens to meet her, you should really interview her. She's absolutely great. Anyway, this student, she went to MIT, and she came back really disgusted by the level of competition. So she said, okay, students don't even talk each other at coffee or so because they are afraid that the other will steal some idea or will arrive will get the solution first and so on. And she has been very unhappy. And then she decided to quit, not to continue. But then she went back and she found another place and she went to France. So there are different difficulties, and women and men behave somehow in a different way. Also, for a woman, this is not only in romance, but in the world, in the profession, is sometimes more difficult to have the attention, to be listened. Okay. Well, now I'm a senior person, but I see this also for example, in the academic meeting. I am in the academic senate, and I see that there is a different attitude when a woman, we are all professors of course, and when a woman talks or when a man talks. So this is different. So I think that, but this is, all these are kind of subtle difficulties. It's not something that you can, it's very difficult also to find. Okay, what you can say is that a system, any system, the academic system, so if it's not able to recognize and value the contribution of every single person, man, woman, young, old, or whatever, is a dysfunctional system.
Yeah.
It's losing something. Okay. If it doesn't listen or pay attention to the one opinion or the one intellectual contribution of somebody because of some kind of superficial way of doing, so it's not working that way. So this is not only for women; it's for everybody. Okay, so now the academic system is under pressure for research, for teaching, and so it's becoming more and more unable to give everyone the time to express themselves as in passion.
Yeah.
You should be able to impose yourself in a very short time. And this excludes many women, but also excludes many men. It's not. I just think it's not. It's not that you are more bright because you are more able to impose yourself, but also impose. I'm not saying with a force, but also to be talk loudly, to be and so. Anyway, so this is. I think that it's not easy for women. I've been active in an association for women in mathematics for a while now. Unfortunately, not much time to dedicate to this. What you can do, well, first is to reassure women. Okay? So you have occasion where you have a different way of different attitude. And then also you should try to love a little bit more women and find open some spaces and so on. So this is but I have been also for some years in politics, not real politics, academic politics. I was involved in an agency, a national agency, and so I had the opportunity of interacting with politicians, and so I can tell you that in politics is much worse.
Yeah.
In mathematics, we are kind of hammered for the moment, where there is really a very big ambition and pressure, and so women are much more marginalized than in mathematics.
Yeah, but as someone so successful like as you are now, did you like experience any of these hardships during your career?
Of course, yes. Of course, yes. I did. Many times I was unhappy because my opinion, my contribution, my ideas were not valued.
I think the issue with like when someone's contributions aren't valued, I think that like, in my opinion, I think that at the end of the day, it's like someone's contribution is still their hard work, and so like it doesn't matter who did it, a boy or a girl. It's still they like spent time and they worked on it. So I think that like it doesn't matter who it's coming from, but rather what it is, because it's still someone's knowledge.
Yeah, correct. But this is something systemic. I mean, everybody should always use as only criterion the concept, what is the contribution in itself. Yeah, and this sometimes is not really functioning very well.
Yeah.
We try to do our best. This perception of not being valued in the right, correctly, fairly, is something I think it belongs to everyone. Okay. Sometimes one has the impression that this is due to some prejudice against women or against whoever. I tend to be very firm in continuing and and bringing my ideas, my contribution without being in any case I don't move. Okay, I go ahead.
Yeah.
But when one is younger, this may be really discouraging. So what you can do is to try to find other women to share also your feelings with.
Yeah, I think that's really helpful. Like having someone to talk to when you're facing something and they might be experiencing like similar things, and then you can like talk about it. And sometimes like you can't really change it, but it just feels better to like have someone to talk to.
Yes, I understand that there are worst environment. This is a fact.
Yeah.
But of course, this happens sometimes. This is really one should react just by kind of being superior, not interiorizing the complex. But then it is in reality.
But also like being confident in what you're doing, and like you said, not moving, even when someone like doesn't value it, because there's always other people out there who will value your work.
Yes, this is the fact. So sooner or later you will find somebody who value what you do.
Yeah.
Possibly sooner or later.
Yeah, I think that like, for example, like the meeting or like the workshops that you guys are attending to these days, I think that's like, it's super cool how like people from all over the world, like mathematicians, are coming together and like exchanging their works and like presenting to each other. Because I think that like not only can you learn from theirs, but they can also learn from you. And then like you guys are all contributing to the mathematics.
Yeah. This is very important, I think, to contribute and also to share. And I always say that we are a community. Sharing something that in our life is very important. Okay, it's very also emotionally important. Okay, so maybe we can also in this case, and might be some people competing, being very competitive, but one should not have competition becoming the most relevant emotion, the most relevant thing in this community. But I don't think this, for example, in this I don't know. Yeah, it's a very friendly thing. But I have been to some meeting where people were really harsh and also commenting negatively, loudly to other people talks, and I think this is really something which should be avoided.
Yeah, and speaking of competition, it reminds me of what you said earlier about your master's student, saying that like a lot of people were competitive and didn't want to share like their work or their results. But I feel like sharing like what you do with other people could actually help you, because like when you share ideas, they can also like you can also learn from their work and like get to the destination faster.
I think that is absolutely a very wrong attitude. I don't have any secret. I can talk about this. What can happen? That somebody steals your ideas. Sometimes it happens. Maybe not stealing, but well, you know, when you exchange. But sometimes also this one should take positive take. So maybe I have contributed to somebody else to solve their problems. It is not. But I understand that when there are very few positions where you are really competing, this is much more.
Yeah.
So I can afford to be so positive. But first, because I have already a position, I don't have to compete for. But also because, I'm not in the middle of the job market. I'm not there. I'm not eager for finding a position or having a position.
Yeah.
Well, you have said so many inspiring things. And so one last question. As a prominent and very successful female math professor, what is advice that you would give to the students, or just anyone who's watching, or just in general?
Well, first I said already, choose something that you really love to do and enjoy doing. But also to never give up. Okay, so don't be even in bad times, and this will happen to everybody. Remember that you can do it, especially if you like and love doing it, and you will have other opportunities for sure in your professional life.
Yeah.
Even in the darkest times, think that, and also especially for a mathematician, worlds need mathematicians at all levels, from teachers to researchers to people working in industry. And so wherever you will be, whatever you will do, you will be useful for society.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for talking to us. That was really helpful.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
inspired.
Thank you. I had a nice time also. Okay.
Yeah.